Hey guys, just doing a video. This is one of the main ones that I will be doing. I recently got asked a couple of questions after I said that I'd uploaded a trial video to say that what I'd be doing, and a couple of people have asked me questions for me to say certain ways about epilepsy, and I'm willing to talk about it. I'm willing to answer any questions I can, really, and explain about my own epilepsy and how people who don't have it can help people who do have it, and have more of an understanding of it's not just flapping around like a fish out of a fishbowl, really. Like, that's the best way I can explain one part of it. But a lot of people, like, when you sit there or stand there and have a conversation with them, a lot of people will sit there and say to you, "Oh, what's the matter then?" And you'll go, "Oh, I have epilepsy." And they'll nod to you and go, "Oh, right, okay." And you know when they're nodding, they're like, "What is epilepsy? What is epilepsy?" And you know while they're doing that, you know that that's what they're thinking. But that's okay, because not everybody knows what it is. Not everybody understands what it is. Because any person, they don't have to be epileptic and they can have a seizure. If you say to somebody, "Oh, a seizure," they'll know exactly what a seizure is, because everybody can have one. But epilepsy is a neurological disorder, and it's something where, like, you just stiffen up, you have seizures, your body gets a battering, like a proper battering. And you know, epilepsy is something you can laugh and joke about it in life. Well, like, people, like, say for example, someone says, "I've got cancer," you can't laugh and joke about something like that. Like, everyone takes it so serious. But nobody takes epilepsy serious when it's actually quite a serious condition, because you've got a high risk there as well on epilepsy as much as cancer. And like, there's so many different types of epilepsy out there. Like, you can't even count on your hand. Like, I could use my both hands and there's still more. Like, there's so many, and it affects people in so many different ways. And some of these things that people go, the funniest one I've had is when they see people have a seizure, is they think they're possessed. I think it's the funniest thing ever that people think that you're possessed when you're having a seizure. And there's a demon inside of you, and, you know, all that sort of thing. I think it's hilarious, because it's not. And research these days shows and explains what epilepsy is. And so I'd like to just put it out there for everyone. If you have epilepsy, come forward and say your stories. Don't be shy. Don't sit there and think, basically, I'm a freak because I shake around on the floor, because I can't remember this, that and the other, because someone else is pointing out your differences. Come and show your story, come and explain it, show your support and help others. Now, in a couple of videos, I'm not going to go through it all in one video, because I think it'll just be like over mind baffling. But in a couple of videos, I'm going to go through the questions. Like, I'll talk on 2 topics and see how we go. Because sometimes they all just merge into one. But like, the one topic I want to talk about is my own, what type of epilepsy I have. Now, I have two types of epilepsies. I have photosensitive epilepsy and I have juvenile epilepsy. Photosensitive is where you could look at a piece of paper with lines and your eyes they all merge into one and it could send you off. Like a racetrack, when the racetrack flag, I can look at that racetrack flag and it can send me off. Anything that has a bold pattern, for example, the old TVs, the block TVs, the grittiness on the TVs when everything would finish, that would send me into a seizure. Anything that has stuff like that, or is bold and makes your eyes go weird, it's all different things. Like the sun, when we have the hot summers, I can't look towards any glass, any mirror. I can't look, like I sometimes have to take my glasses off because the sun on my glasses. It'll trigger me to have a seizure. Then you've got the sun going between the trees. I can't even look at that, and that's it's the most beautiful thing sometimes. It's like a beautiful view and I can't even look at it sometimes. Flashing lights. You've got the snow, which I find hilarious. I can go out in the snow, but I can't actually stare at the snow for a certain length of time because there's a possibility it could send me into a massive seizure. So like, there's parts of me that are missing out on life because of them, but then there's parts of me that are gaining in life because of them, in ways that normal people, I should say, in ways that they don't realise. To them, the things that I'm gaining from it, they seem pretty petty and pointless and a waste of time, which is understandable because they don't have anything wrong. They haven't got this. They haven't got the epilepsy that I have. And someone I explained, like the sun, the snow, the pictures, they are triggers for my photosensitive. Now, my juvenile epilepsy, my triggers for them, like a lack of sleep, stress, anxiety, overthinking, emotional, everything every person feels. That is literally what brings my triggers on. So since I've been an adult, I've pretty much had to be a robot. Like, don't be emotional, don't be sensitive, don't care, just don't do what the triggers are, like nothing at all. So I've had to be a robot, and that's where it's hard because there's so much in life that you show emotionally where there's no in between, and you've got to either take the risk and go and do them triggers to live your life, or you just live your life to none of its potential. And that's where I want to get it out to say, I haven't lived all my life. I'm 26. I've got a lot more living to do, but I've also got a lot more gaining as well. But I'm 26. I've got this epilepsy condition, which is two merged into one. I've gone out. I've done what I needed to do. I've seen things differently. And I'm just like, how can people stop their lives because they have this type of epilepsy? Like, mine didn't stop me from going out. I'll go out in the snow when we get snow. Eventually, when we get snow, I'll go out, I'll enjoy myself. I'll even take sunglasses. You know, you can literally go out and, like, on my hen night, I literally went into a club, right? And there's flashing lights everywhere, strobe lighting, and no word of a lie, I literally partied with sunglasses on. Words couldn't describe how funny it was, and people were just staring, and I'm sitting there thinking, keep staring, because this is my statement. I'm epileptic, but I am out here to have fun. Like, when I would go out with all my friends and have a night out, I would drink and take my medication in a sensible way, but like, I would take the best part about this one night. This was my hen night as well. Like, it's amazing how you take so much precaution and yet laugh about it the next day. Like, my hen night, I did the sunglasses thing. On my hen night, I had my bag, and me and my best friend, in her bag she had recovery papers, where you'd have, like, she had the phone numbers of people, the position to put me in if I had a seizure, and literally, like, if I'd fallen and hurt myself, she knew what to do, which was funny because that night I literally broke my shoe completely, like, and we had to have duct tape to tape it up so I can actually be safe and walk back and forth. And that's when I realised myself, you can go out with these big conditions that people don't know about and you can have fun. Like, it's not all about seriousness, it's not all about this, that and the other. You can have a life, you just need to know what direction to take it. And me personally, I think, like, doing fundraisers or explaining to people or showing people what can happen, what can go about things. Like, I will show at the end of this video, I will show a couple of photos of, not many photos at all. They're not disgusting where you got blood and all this stuff. Nothing like that. It's literally just 3 or 4 photos of injuries where my small seizures have actually, like, taken its toll, and how much when people look at you, you kind of go, I did not know that actually could happen by just sitting there, stiffening up and having a seizure. Like, literally. And it's just a small video to start off with, because I don't want to do anything too big, overwhelm with information. You know, I don't want to do that, because I want to show people a journey. I want to show them step 1, step 2 on how to become confident in themselves, like, big themselves. There's so much that I want to show people what they can do, like, and I just want to bring it all out there and draw people in so that they can show their stories as well. So what I'll do is I'll leave this one as a short video sort of thing. I will post some pictures after the video, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get another video out soon, and then we can talk about the next couple of topics, because, like, my topics, I'm not going to go too much into what my epilepsy is, because before I do that and what epilepsy is, people need to know what kind of life we live. They don't need to know straight up what doctors tell you. Half of the people walking around ain't got a clue what it is. So I want to basic down to a person's mind who has no knowledge of what it is. not some doctor's documentation or anything like that. So yeah, I'm going to leave this one as it is.